Dan Wallace was the son of Lieutenant Robert Wallace of the New York City Fire Department, who died on 9/11. He spoke out about his view that this was a false flag attack orchestrated by elements within the U.S. government, and he died a very mysterious death in his sleep at the age of 23 shortly thereafter. He was found dead in bed by his girlfriend of 3 years, Sabrina Rivera. Sabrina Rivera, before he died, was cheating on him with Luke Rudkowski. I was renting a room in the upper level of Luke's father's house when this all happened. I personally witnessed the very same day that Dan was found dead in his bed in the morning. That night of the very same day, Sabrina was sleeping over Luke's place, and they were a couple for at least a couple of years afterwards. They did a lot of things that wouldn't have been able to have been done with Dan around, including going around soliciting money on behalf of the supposed 9/11 victims' families and embezzling it. Let's see a couple clips from the final days of Dan's life, and then we'll see the main event, the reaction of Luke Rudkowski and Sabrina Rivera when confronted with an "Investigate the Death of Dan Wallace" sign by Rosalie Grable, aka the Web Fairy, at Ground Zero.
Alright, first I'd really like to thank everybody coming out. My father was a firefighter, came from a family of firefighters. My grandfather was a firefighter. His father was a firefighter, so it basically runs in my family. My brother's actually going to be a firefighter. So this runs in my family. I mean, my father loved his job. There's nothing more in the world, I mean, except for probably his family. He loved his job to death. He would not do anything other than that. He actually, the summer before 9/11, he was on medical leave. He had a hernia operation, so he was with us the whole summer. Thank God I got to spend the last summer with my father. You know, went on vacations, got the whole summer spent with him. And his first day back to work was September 11th. And they wanted to put him on light duty, meaning they wanted to keep him in the firehouse answering the phones. He refused. He said, "I'm a fireman, not a secretary." He said, I'm going to work no matter what. And I could just imagine if my father wasn't there that day, I could imagine how he would feel that he didn't go with his brothers into those buildings. My father would be a very, very broken man. And you know, ever since that day, I believe the official story for all about 2 minutes. And I always have my questions. You know, my family had their questions, and the government sent us the 9/11 commission, or I should say omissions, really. But they sent us that, and I read the whole thing. And as I'm reading the whole thing, it was just incredible that the lies in this book. It's like I don't remember how many pages. It's like 1,000 pages, something like that. But it's short or long, whatever. But it hurt me to read this book. And then I researched it on the internet, and I noticed the little squibs coming out of the building as they're coming down, because I seen it a million times as everybody else did. And I'm like, gee, what's that? I'm wondering what's going on. So a friend of mine actually gave me a loose change, and I seen that, and I was amazed. I was so amazed when I seen it. I seriously, I broke down. I didn't sleep that night. I was just insanely distraught about it. And so I joined this group, the 9/11 Truth, and then I went to the Truth Rally in Cooper, Great Hall, Cooper Union, September 10th. I've been down to the Trade Center every year with my family. This year I was with my other family, and it felt better than anything I've ever felt before. I mean, the truth.
Learn the facts inside for yourself. For the next few weeks, I think December is when they put up the first big structural steel. It'll be some of the largest structural steel ever used. Take over a little side such as what was the design going to be. There was that famous agreement that had to be scrapped for one design that was designed by one architect and then modified by another architect. The two of them were supposed to work together. That didn't work out well. All of those factors conspired basically to turn it into a rather lengthy affair. But as of this past spring, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey took the lead and more or less hammered out an agreement, which is what led to the starting of the building of the Freedom Tower right now. Well, basically what we're looking at is their hope is to have the Freedom Tower ready for the 10th anniversary, which will be September 2011. Of course, at this stage, it's hard to predict exactly how construction will go, but basically what they're looking at is roughly 10 years from the actual events of 9/11/2001. They're hoping by 2010, maybe, or at least 2011, they'll have the Freedom Tower done. And of course, there's going to be 3 other towers as well. It's all taking place now.
9/11 was an inside job. 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 9/11 was an inside job.
Come on, guys, that's a great story right there. Film that.
I gotta tell you something, okay? I gotta tell you something. This I expect because I've worked in New York for 20 years.
Okay.
This bullshit is standing right behind
Bullshit?
him. Yeah, bullshit. Standing right behind
You're
him.
corporate media.
Hey, this is real
bullshit.
life, man.
This is
This
bullshit.
is real life
This
free
is true.
speech.
This is America.
Don't tell me where I
This is
can
America. This is America.
Right,
Freedom of
hold on.
speech. If you can go on your news channels and manipulate people's thoughts, we could do it too. How about that?
That's terrific. Little
Is it?
asshole.
You like it? Asshole? Yeah, you're very mature. I can see why you're an anchor man.
You know that, right?
My father died in these towers.
How dare you?
Are you laughing? You're laughing about that?
No, what I'm laughing about is your attitude. All we're saying is we need you to be safe and not be between the equipment and the
I didn't touch the equipment.
No, we didn't say
I
you
didn't
touch
touch the
it. We said we
equipment.
don't want you between it for our safety and
Oh,
your
well,
safety.
I'm not
That's all.
bothering you guys. I'm not.
That's all.
It's a public sidewalk.
It's nothing to do with freedom of
Bob,
speech.
come on.
No,
Don't give me that. There's no
Depends on you
safety
guys to hear the
involved
truth.
here.
Not.
If it was unsafe, that crap would be over here in 2 seconds, man.
All right, let's step back up.
He left. He left. I was looking for him. He didn't come back.
Sorry, you get the truth out here when you come to this.
This cable?
Plug it in right here.
This guy's died right here, sir. Yeah, this guy's died right here.
My father passed away here, and this is all we're asking for is a new investigation. We're not asking, to believe us. All we're asking for is to look at the evidence. Take a look at it. Decide for yourself. We're not here to manipulate your thoughts or anything like that. We're here to give you evidence and decide for yourself is what we're asking. I mean, who was it? It was the government.
Who benefits off? Who benefits off 9/11?
Basically, it's who bono. Who benefits? Who benefits off this?
Benefit Iraq to have higher alert points.
Exactly. Everyone benefits. Do you benefit? Do you benefit paying $3.15 a gallon for your gas?
It was worth it.
It's worth it?
If they have to go over and take rid of terrorists, yes, I'll pay higher.
Terrorists? What terrorists were
The
there?
government's terrorists, so don't say that there's no terrorists.
The government's terrorists.
Oh,
You
that's
said
right.
it, not
I'm
me.
sorry.
You said it, not
Apparently,
me.
first of all,
So we're working for terrorists. Yeah, I mean,
everyone's a terrorist.
no, that's what the government says. That's what the government says. They're accusing everybody of terrorism here. But, all right, no, it is an argument. It's not necessarily a verbal dispute. It's an argument.
That's fine, then we'll argue. You present your side.
All you have to do,
There in a minute.
all you have to do is just look at the evidence.
I mean, you can't stand in front of a memorial and say that you're not trying to.
But this is my father's memorial.
And I'm very sorry.
My father passed away, My father passed away. This is the only way I
I'm
can think
incredibly sorry
about.
for that. Don't think I'm
No,
trying
I
to.
know that. But this is the only way I can think of the right way to justify his death. He was murdered. He didn't die here. He was murdered.
I'm sure he was, but you can't.
He came here on his first day back to work after summer relief, after having a hernia operation. He came here on his first day back to work. He came and died for his country. Now, a true patriot will defend his country against any enemy, foreign or domestic. So that's all I'm asking. Just look at the evidence, please. Just look at the evidence.
That's not mine. I respect that.
No, that's awesome. That's what's beautiful about a country.
See me out there and know that I'm fighting for something that's right and something that's that's American, because that is the American way. My father was a true patriot. My father hung up the flag every day and took it down every night. My father was a true patriot, and I will follow in his footsteps. And I try so hard. I'm going to try till the death of me to get him justice. Not only him, the 3,000 others that died too. When I go down to the Trade Center, I don't start crying until I actually see other families mourning for their family members. The people that went in there just for a 9-to-5 job, just worked there every day, doing whatever, you know, their office jobs. And when I see that, that just upsets me more, because my father knew what he was doing. And on another note, actually, the fire department, they took us down about maybe 2 months, 3 months after it happened, and they let us listen to the recordings of their radio contact. And I actually heard my father's last words was calm, as we're talking right now. He said, "I'm trapped in an elevator. I'm going to try to hack my way out. I'll get back to you when," boom, that's it, radio contact lost. And when I heard that, that made me so sick to my stomach, and it still makes me sick. And I just wanted to say this guy outside actually just told me stop talking about 5 years ago, and I told him I will never stop talking about 5 years ago. Even if it's 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'm never going to stop talking about it. Because as I said before, my father was a patriot, I'm a patriot, and everybody in this room that believes in truth and wants to find justice is a patriot. Because this is America. It is of the people, for the people, and by the people. And that's the America that I know. And that's the America that I'm going to defend, no matter what. But, so, in conclusion, I just really like to say thank you for everybody coming out, and we are going to keep up this fight till the end, till the very end. Like my man said before, he said they took it from the top to the bottom, we're going to take it from the bottom to the top.
Things up. It doesn't heat up everything, it just heats up the water, because it's tuned, the laser is tuned, the microwave beam is tuned to the water. Right. So this beam weapon was tuned to the same frequency that disrupts steel and concrete and other very dense materials. So and the planes? Planes were an invention. Planes were largely an invention.
About the planes that really did hit?
Nope. They made it up. Largely, there were planes that were used. There were planes in the sky, but the story about the plane is almost all made up.
I'm having respect for Dan Wallace, who's dead. That's respect for the dead. I'm having respect for Dan Wallace. He's dead.
You don't know him. I would not do that.
I'm going to ask
Dr. Lewis, get away. Get away. I want to ask the guy. No!
works? I just heard you say that it works.
One of two things.
I
You
just heard
either
you
are
say it works.
COINTEL
What works?
or you're robot MKO show. One of two.
I just heard you say it.
One of, for me, there's no other kind of
It brings out guilty knowledge.
But regarding this, dude, yeah, you're one of those two. Some side craziness, a delusional person, or you are an operative working for forces of resistance.
Or we're just plain correct.
Okay.
Oh, I believe that this is not a priority to split the divide. Yeah.
You know how you have a microwave and it'll heat things up? It doesn't heat up everything, it just heats up the water because it's tuned. The microwave is tuned to the water. Right. So this beam weapon was tuned to the same frequency that disrupts steel and concrete and other very dense materials. So it just planes were an invention. Planes were largely an invention.
And what about the planes that really did hit?
Nope, they made it up. They largely, you know, there were planes that were used, there were planes in the sky, but the story about the planes is almost all made up.
I'm having respect for Dan Wallace, who's dead. That's respect for the dead. I'm having respect for Dan Wallace. He's dead.
You don't know him. I would.
I'm gonna answer. Dr. Lewis, get away. Get away. I'll answer. No!
So that's one theory, and what's the rest of the story? That's
There's actually two sides of the story. That's what did not happen, and what did happen.
Right.
What works? I just heard you say that it
You're either
works.
one of two things.
I
You
just heard
either
you say it
are
works. What works?
or you're robot MKO show. One of two.
I just heard you say it.
One of, for me, there's no other kind
It brings out guilty knowledge.
Regarding this, dude, yeah, you're one of those two. Some sci-fi craziness, a delusional person, or you are an operative working for forces of resistance.
Or we're just plain correct.
Okay, so
I believe that this is not a priority to split and divide. Yeah, I lean towards
you
that.
see people get upset, and then you say it works. You're trying to do something.
Okay, but if we don't endorse your views, how can you use our name
You're saying it works.
in your views? Oh, on your radio show, you said you're with We Are Change. We don't support what you think. We don't.
It's not disrespectful.
Okay, so now you're denying.
Investigate
So
the
now you're
death of
denying.
Dan Wallace. He died.
That's what we're doing, and it wasn't
You're not
with space
investigating
beams.
the death of
It wasn't
Dan
done with
Wallace.
space beams.
No, space beams did not murder Dan Wallace. He got poisoned.
To the young man and the family who died. There's no reason to be holding this up to support your little movement over here. What is this doing? What is, let's be honest. What is this doing? You're provoking. You're doing something to anger Sabrina Rivera. That's what you're doing. Let's be honest with that sign.
Oh, we're taking it personally.
Hold on a second.
That's no longer with us. Why do you want to bring this in? What is your motivation? Why?
Because they never let a public publicly be known why this 23-year-old
It's none of your fucking business. It's none of your fucking business.
Why do you need to know? Dan Wallace owes nothing to this movement.
It's not who are you? You don't know. You don't know anybody. You don't know it.
Dan Wallace was a no-planer.
Shut your mouth.
You're not a no-planer. Fuck you.
That's why they killed him.
Stop this.
Hey, I just got spit on.
You don't fucking know. We're sorry. You don't we're sorry. Listen, but why? Why? You go to hell. So what you doing right now? Have you ever had anyone who's died that was close to you? Anyone to explain?
Yeah, and there was an inquest and an autopsy.
And if somebody else was holding up the name of your lost one without your consent, how would you feel? If someone else was holding up the name of your lost one without your consent, how would you feel?
He's my lost one too.
How? He's your lost one too?
He's not yours. You just slandered us. Let's go. Break it up. You should. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm not being factual here. Talk in your low tones all you want. You should not be doing that. You have a bad chance of lighting a cigarette.
Because why? Do you think
he's fucking hit? He was hit. He was hit.
That's what you think?
Murdered.
Okay, that's what you think.
There isn't very many murders that get no investigation whatsoever.
Well, there's 3,000 that we're concerned with right now, okay?
I'm concerned with this one.
Why?
He got murdered and there was no investigation and they hid the inquest. It was never made public. And now
you're trying to make people upset. You're not trying to help anybody.
Darker. The family member has asked you to take the sign down. She's the family member.
Now listen.
She's not a family
What's going to
member.
happen?
She was with Luke minutes after he was dead.
Why are you spreading all this? Why are you talking all this?
Because Dan Wallace was a cool guy and he caught on.
You're not helping him. He's looking down from heaven and he's ashamed of what's going on.
Oh, cool.
That's some respect. That's all.
She has no common sense.
Yeah, I just want to know. No. It's for yourself. It's like talking to a dog. They have no
Go. You don't just drop dead at 23 and get no investigation and no... Nico got to him, he understood there were no claims. And within a week he was dead. There's never been any inquest. Yeah.
Find out. So what do you think happened and why is it
I think he was murdered. I think he was murdered because he was a family member of someone who was real and someone who died. A fireman who died. He was the son, and he was taking after his dad, and he had understood they didn't use planes.
Okay, so why do you think it's so important
that he was a no-planer? What made you think that?
Because Nico spent a lot of time.
You know Dan Wallace, right?
Yeah, I know, and I think he was hit too. I don't believe he was hit by fucking natural causes.
It's not.
I'm not the one holding the sign, but I agree with it.
You knew him?
Yeah, I knew him, and I think he was fucking hit. Yes, I think he was hit. He was hit. Dan Wallace was fucking hit. Yes, Dan was fucking hit. Dan was fucking hit, man. He was hit.
Stop shouting. I'm saying is true.
You know what's up, bro.
Listen, what's the point?
Look, you've been here long enough. Keep walking, all right? I don't have to stand here babysitting. You understand me? You spoke your mind.
You know that's disrespect, right? You know it, man.
I'm not holding the sign, but I agree. He was hit. He was fucking, yes. Yeah, and I care about what happened to him, too. He was fucking hit.
Why are you bringing it up now?
I don't know. There's 1,000 people died. Why are you bringing it up now? A lot of tension? This is at least a single individual. He was the son of a fireman. He died under mysterious circumstances at age 23 with absolutely no inquest.
You gotta change that thinking. You gotta say no to the naysayers. You gotta say, let's think ahead. Let's say we can do something.
Go to your corner.
This is a shame. That's not what it's about. We don't want people here with one crazy side and one bad side.
Listen, you're not listening to me. All right, I'm trying to dissipate this, okay? So there's no need for you guys to have a conversation like that here. You can say what you feel, and you can say what he says, like different spots, okay? You're not here, all right? It's a holiday weekend, all right? Can you do that? Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I think he was fucking hit.
I know that's what you think, but why do you think it's important to say it to everybody else here?
I didn't make the sign, but I agree with her. I mean, I felt strongly for a long time, but
okay, just why do you guys want to hold the sign out?
I'm not holding the sign, but I'm friends with them. But
okay, but why do you?
I agree with the message. Yes, absolutely. I think Dan was hit.
Yes, I know. That's what you think. Okay, that's what she thinks, and this person thinks, and other people think this too. It's not important to hold a sign and hurt people's feelings because of it. Okay,
that's nothing against hurting murderers' feelings.
Well, you think she's a murderer?
No, not necessarily, but I think somebody has a lot of guilty knowledge among the We Are Change community.
Okay, that's what you think.
Or otherwise it wouldn't create such a stir to hold a sign.
It does hold a stir, because this is our friend that was killed. He was killed by something. He's no longer with us. He's our friend. Yeah. And you bring up these horrible memories. I just want you to not hold the sign.
He'd be a no-brainer standing here with Ryan right now if he hadn't got killed.
So maybe it was, and maybe he'd have his First Amendment. But please don't hurt people's feelings like that. It's ridiculous.
Well, then don't hurt my feelings.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to ask you like a person.
Oh, I get called names all the time.
I'm sorry they called names, but why do you think they're so upset?
Because this guy died at age 23.
So you're going to bring him out of the mud? It's just guys, like you have the right to think what you think, but you don't have the right to just open wounds on people on purpose. You're not helping anybody. And you're just being, it's uncalled for, and it's a shame. This is a place.
Yeah, but who's speaking out on it? Everybody said, oh, he fucking died just 23 years old before he's supposed to get interviewed for loose change,
Look,
and nobody raised any questions. Of course he's
Why don't you do something important like go and speak to somebody and speak to a prosecutor, speak to an attorney? Why don't you get involved with something real? Why don't you go get some CPS kids out of trouble? Why don't you do something, man? That doesn't help
Dan Wallace.
you. Look what you're presenting here. It doesn't matter about this one person.
He knew there was no planes, so they killed him.
Look, what matters?
Yeah, Dan Wallace matters.
When he's alive.
He got fucking hit because he's speaking out.
Yes, but what he did when he was alive was a good thing. He said, I'm going to stand up for this country.
Yes, and that's why he was hit.
There were cartoons. There's no plane at all in
I want to come out here and they want to say all these things and they don't
some
want to help
little dive bomb coming down at an extreme angle.
Have you not seen videos on TV?
I've seen lots.
Did you videotape that?
They were made as, they're out of flight simulator cartoons.
There's a lot of craziness out there. All these people are going to tell you.
Only the...
And we can have a good community here. And we can.
What the theory is basically, you know, the network's based on the footage.
Just trust your heart.
They faked a lot of the footage.
But to say that no planes
if you look at
nothing
the
is a
there were planes in the vicinity, but they may have flown by.
There's no backgrounds behind them. They're missing wings or engines or whatever.
Basically what we're saying is we have
in
questions
flight
about
simulator
what happened,
whether or not blanked out because they were the same color as the background.
They probably were. The networks and the military.
Why do you want to like hurt people's feelings? That's all that these people are doing.
Man, I believe that since the beginning. I haven't said anything. But if somebody else is going to speak out about Dan, then I support them.
She has no place to do that. That's just hurting people's feelings. She's not even really helping Dan Wallace.
Then who's doing it? The fucking people who supposedly love him so much?
Yes.
Say, oh, he's dead and fucking dead before
people that are doing what he said he was going to do until he died. Remember he said that?
But if something happens to Dan, if Dan was hit, don't we just owe it to him to look into it? See what happens?
It is a part of it, but look, it's more important to do what he said in life, which was to get to the bottom of 9/11. It's more important. That's what he said.
Absolutely.
So you're going around stopping the people, you're hurting the feelings of the people.
I didn't do it.
Why are you supporting them?
I support it because I agree with it. I agree from the beginning that Dan was fucking hit, and everybody's saying, oh, I don't know what happened to him. He died from mysterious cause right before he was supposed to.
Why are you saying? Look, because you believe in that. Why are you stopping other people from doing 9/11 truth?
I'm not stopping anybody.
But you're hurting them. You're hurting them, and that's hurting them.
Maybe if he feels that hurtful, the truth hurts.
Consider it. No, it's not the truth hurts, because you're not doing the truth. You're not spreading 9/11 truth over here. You're spreading hatred, and you're opening wounds. Why don't you at least hand out some information about 9/11? There's lots of people that don't know anything about 9/11 out here. And you're going around trying to get under the edge of us, not you. Actually, but the people you support. And you don't see anything wrong with that? You shouldn't support.
I believe, yeah, I see something wrong with Dan getting hit and the people that are supposedly close to him saying, oh, we want to hide the autopsy, we don't want to say anything,
okay, look,
we agree that he died.
I was close to him. You know that.
No.
I was close to him.
You got every right to say what you want to say. All I'm saying is, like, you know, man-to-man dude, holding up the time, she's not doing it out of respect or
I'm not putting it to you this way. I definitely know that, though. I put it to you this way. I
Sabrina fine like that, or you know, obviously visibly upset. I mean, I would think you and everyone sitting here with these people would say, hey, you know, take the sign down for a little bit. You know, she's obviously getting, you know, upset. And the only other option I can think of, that the reason I told him with her, bro, was to antagonize him, and that's not cool.
Even just send a message to people here, yeah.
What message? Why?
That fucking, what happened to Dan wasn't the way we were told, just like 9/11.
Okay, so you send that message, but why? Like, Dan was all about spreading 9/11 truth. That's what he was when he was alive. So we're trying to do that now.
I think that he lost his life because of that.
Right, like we're all in jeopardy of it too. And so why are we fighting?
Yeah, but we're not.
Each other?
But we're not a fire lieutenant's son, though. He was brave enough to be one of the few family members to speak out, and then he gets fucking hit, and then all the people that are supposedly so close to him is like, oh, whatever. I don't know what happened to him. I believe that he fucking died from nothing.
But at least they didn't say, oh, I shouldn't be a 9/11 truth anymore. Maybe I should go out and try harder for 9/11 truth. And so, like, people out here that are trying to stop us trying hard for 9/11 truth, that's all I care about where Dan is. Look, if something bad happened to him, some bad people killed him, or if he died, if he, you know, got hit by a bolt of lightning that nobody saw, okay, whatever. Like, that doesn't matter. What matters to me is what he said when he was alive. He said, I'm never going to stop fighting for this. This is what's right. That's what I'm trying to do out here. And why are you guys trying to hate on us? Why are you trying to hate on us and not do the same thing he wanted us to do? That's what he wants us to do. And you got, like, a place in it. You know, like, some things that people will never even take, right? And it's like, it's hard. But you don't need to be with a disgraceful thing. You don't need to be fighting against people. You need to be doing good work, right?
Man, I wanted to fucking speak out about Dan for a long time, and I haven't. I've kept my mouth shut, but is somebody else going to speak out about him?
I'm saying, what's the point?
Because he was fucking hit.
So, but what's the point of saying it? What's the point of saying it?
Because we owe it to him to find out what the fuck things.
How can we do that? How can we do that? We don't find out what happened on 9/11. There would be no motive if there was no 9/11. Okay? And if we get 9/11 first, we're going to get every last one of them, including her, including Les. Okay, we're going to get every last one of them.
How are you going to do that if you can investigate police deaths?
I don't know. God's helping me. I don't know.
Yes.
So, I can tell you right now, the people that are backing what you're doing right now, just like those people you mentioned. Yeah, there's bad trees.
It didn't exist.
All the people that were on that plane, all the families, thousands of family members that lost someone from
Nobody lost anybody. We've got at the other end where the plane was supposed to have landed in Los Angeles. They had news cameras there waiting to greet all these grieving relatives. Nobody came. In fact, yeah, they decided that they had to evacuate the airport then to kind of cover up the fact that nobody came. Because it was out of the North Woods documents.
When you go online, you pick like Flight 11, and you can go and see all the people that died on that. Who are these people? Made up names?
We're not denying that they're dead, but they may have been killed some other way. Maybe the plane was taken off.
There's no way there were no planes.
Yeah, 77 and 11 were not in the Bureau of Transportation safety database. The other two were, Flight 175 was a real plane. Flight 93 landed in...
Just for starters, you don't even need to evaluate the videos. Just look at Shanksville and the Pentagon. This clearly, you only need to look at the photo of the remains to know that there's no plane there. And then once you evaluate the videos and the crash physics of what happened, and also realize that there were other planes in the vicinity that people may have seen, then that leads to the conclusion that we've come to.